Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're taking a look at some more recent vintage paperback sales on eBay. This was for a full set of all 30 pan books of horror stories, a mixture of originals and reprints, but basically the whole run was there, and those last 5 or so are getting quite pricey these days. £172, not bad if you wanted a set as a reading set. This wasn't bad either. This was 1 to 30 missing number 19, and this one went for just under £100, so a veritable bargain, you could say. Those later books looked in better condition than some of the earlier ones, but they were in some cases fallen to bits, which is I guess to be expected on some of these because they got read quite a bit. Now we got the Pan Book of Horror Stories number 30. This is by far the scarcest one of the series, and yeah, this one went for 100. And thank you very much to my patrons and channel members there in the bottom corner. Thank you guys. This is for numbers 29 and 30, so arguably the two scarcest books in the entire 30 book run. £80 the pair, that doesn't seem too bad. This was interesting. This was the first three, the first, the third and the fourth reprint editions of the Pan Ghost book. These are a good follow-up series if you collect the Pan Book of Horror Stories. $24.99 for those. Here's an original first edition of the second Ghost book. Absolutely gorgeous painted cover, that one. This one went for £22. We really have got some amazing stuff to see this time round. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Here's the first Ghost Stories of an Antiquary, M.R. James, a nice early pan. Another one that went for the £22 price, or best offer I think it was. Yeah, so maybe a little bit below that. This is one I'm not familiar with, The Realm of Ghosts. Another sort of late 60s pan title. It says illustrated. £20 that one to look out for that. This was nice. This was a run of later James Bond printings. I'm not sure if The Man with the Golden Gun was the first print, but the whole lot went for £360, which seems high, but if you're missing quite a few of those, that's probably about right. Not a bad little lot. Here's another run of first editions, all of them bar, I think, a couple, and it's the same old ones, those tail end ones, which are missing. Octopussy, I see, is missing, and I think that's very, very scarce. And On Her Majesty's Secret Service, surprise, surprise, which I believe are the two scarcest in first edition. These other ones, they're beautiful copies, they're around, and I think the price that they sold for was probably about right. Good starter set anyway. $3.50 for those. This was an individual copy of Moonraker first edition. It was $160 or best offer, and the best offer was accepted. Great cover, that one of my favourites. This was a little lot with 3 director's editions, but really only 2 of them are important, which was Diamonds and From Russia with Love. Goldfinger, they're all directors for the first printing. Casino Royale, this was the second print, went for $125. There's 2, the first and the second have both got this original cover. Yeah, the reprint there. This was the directors of Moonraker. This is by far, I think, the scarcest of all the director's ones. £75 with quite a bit of wear. I think nice copies of that are easily 100 now. It's the 6th and 7th printings which have got the director on the bottom there. This is a scarce one. This is the first of On the Road, Jack Kerouac. This is actually pretty rare, this one. But this copy, as you can see, is hardly setting the world on fire. It's pretty worn. But it is a rare British paperback, that one. This is a known quantity. It's one of Christie's controversial titles. This is Pan Books number 4. It's got a completely faded spine. Usually copies get listed on eBay and then pulled. unless they've been listed carefully. £45, one bid on that one. I want to buy it now. This, I think, is a new world record, one of the first new world records we're going to see today, for the first ever paperback edition of The Hobbit, and this was authorised by Tolkien. This is immaculate, the best copy I've ever seen of this one. Copies generally go for between £70 and £100, but this one, in outstanding condition, which it is, was an astonishing amount there, £387. Amazing. The not many rare penguins have turned up on eBay in the last 10 weeks or so since I've done one of these. This was one of them. It was a Panic Party, one of the very, very rare ones. Went on to buy it now for £275. I thought, what's this? 3 Quatermass books, £221. Boy, they shot up a bit. These tend to go for £10 to £15 a pop now, which in itself is a lot, because I think they're quite common. But all 3 of these were signed by Nigel Kneale. How amazing is that? I've never seen signed ones of those before. Very, very nice indeed. This was an earlier one. I didn't think this was particularly rare, but it's gone for, £200, which is like, wow, really, wow. Someone obviously wanted that one, big time. I suppose it is rare, number 79. There are people who just collect the first 100 penguins, and all of those really are sought after. This one, same amount of money, £200. This was for 50 crime books, all first editions, in varying conditions, but worked out at £4 a book now. And that's probably the going rate for any penguin crime pre number 1000. At a minimum, you're looking at £4 a book now. Maybe a bit more for certain authors, of course, but they sure are collected. They're not turning up like they used to. That is certain. They're just not. I think they're all in people's collections. Nice little lot, that. Here's a similar lot, similar money, £200, but it was just 14 first edition Agatha Christie's. Some real classic ones there. None of the really early ones. It's the 50s and 60s ones. Not in the greatest of condition, but still £200 there. This is always a rare book when it comes up, and this is the first one I've seen in about 2 years appear on eBay. It's the wartime Biggles book that came out as a Penguin original. Very, very scarce. This copy's detached cover, fall into bits. The Faraday Penguin collection, whatever that was. Look at the spine there. Absolutely destroyed, yet it still went for £160, even in that condition. Here's another copy of The Hobbit, and apart from that little nick at the bottom of the spine, also, well above average condition. Very, very tight and clean. It's just that little bit of the spine. I just want to get in there and repair that, which is what I would have done. Alright, it's got a name inside, but only ever had the one printing. That particular book. 125. That's about the going rate. This is nice. This is one of 2... there's the only Philip K. Dick in Penguin that I've not got, and I wouldn't mind it. All the reprint, in fact, which has got a lovely cover. Nice flat copy of that one, 1965. Best offer of £100. I couldn't believe that. This one, well, I knew this had the interest, but this used to be a cheap £3 to £5 paperback. But since the movie came out, any early paperback editions of Gatsby tend to go for good money. This one was $79.99, all best offer. So we don't really know what it sold for, but I would think it wouldn't be less than 60. And one to keep your eye, because that turns up. Another interesting set. This used to be a £15, £20 set for the 3 of them, published during the war. There's 3 volumes of this. A little risque inside, but she's a very renowned artist today, and the books are sought after. So keep your eyes on the lookout for them. They generally turn up in sets of the 3, and they weren't bad condition either. £70 for the set. This was very, very nice. It's a services edition of one of the Collins crime titles, Moving Finger. So it's a services edition. It's Agatha Christie. It's Collins, really collectible crime label publisher. 1946 was the post-war ones that were sold through Smiths. Highly, highly desirable. £64, that one. These I'd not really seen or taken much notice of. I think these are Collins again, but they're slightly larger ones, and I think they were designed for a different market. When they turn up, they go for big, big money. And you see, they are published by the Crime Club. They're just not in the usual library. And I need to find out a little bit more about these because there's obviously some out there. That one went for £101. Here's another one, Partners in Crime, which went for £37. I don't know how many of these were published with Christie, but there are a couple of amazing websites online which keep a track of Christie's books, and they'll probably cover it in due course. These are fantastic. I've got one, and these are an Indian crime club. So these were published in India. They've got the wavy lines on the front. This was a pretty tatty copy of Five Little Pigs by Christie again, but I've never seen it. I've got one of these, and I believe it's a P.G. Wodehouse. Beautiful editions. They're a bit bigger than a normal paperback. Here's another Collins one. So this is an early one, Seven Dials Mystery. It's not the first one in the series, but see, it's about number 40 or 50, but it's in its wrapper, which is rare. And underneath the wrapper, as you'll see in a minute, it's in phenomenal condition. These are hard to find in nice nick. Look at that one, it's minter. 80 quid that went for. Here's another one. Similar thing, Death in the Clouds, Agatha Christie. I think I got this one. Another nice early one here. I think it's in the 30s in their numbering system. And that printing there, that's all the hardback printings down to then the 5th printing of this was that paperback. Now we've got a little run of Richard Bachman or Stephen King. These are New English Libraries, so I have been keeping a little track on the New English Library sales because that's one hell of a collectible publisher, particularly in nice condition. So this is one of the Bachman books from 1979. That was £340. You got Running Man here, the original of that one. This one went for £250. I mean, astonishing prices here, absolutely astonishing. So you just got to keep your eyes open for these because they do turn up. If you're out in your boot sales or you're in your second-hand shops, honestly, these are out there. Another one here, £250 Roadwork. He was a sneaky one, only publishing these under a different name, making future collectibles. This is the Bruce, is it Bruce Pennington? He did the beautiful jackets for the original Nell editions of June. There's the first 4, and these went for £99.99, £100. I just popping these in, but there's no let up in the prices of these June paperbacks. They're still fetching excellent money, including that June encyclopedia, which I've shown numerous times. Suffice to say, June is still hot on the back of the recent movie. This is another Nell one. So this is a magazine, and I had copies of this through my hands when I had the shop, and it's a large format magazine. Look at that, there's a Nell stand-up book display there. Imagine having one of them. Stick your own price on that, wouldn't you? Absolutely fantastic. I certainly love these, and this magazine is out there, and I was surprised it went for what it did, because they used to sell regularly for about £20-25. Ties in with their biker book range, but £87 for that one. This is the penultimate Edge book, volume 60. It's the last one I actually need, which is why I came across this one. I've got 61, which is even harder to get, but 60 is rare. This was a very, very nice copy of it. That went for 80 quid. A bit out of my league for that one, I'm afraid. But rare. Yeah, it's very, very rare. Don't know much about this. It's obviously, a paperback from hell. 65 quid. Don't recognise the author. So if anyone can fill me in on that, and I know I've got such knowledgeable viewers, they put all the information in the comments down below. It's awesome to see, and top comments get pinned, just to let you know. This was a nice little run here, the Dracula books. It's just like sit back and admire those covers. They're brilliant. Mixture of British and American editions there. Some of them are American editions with British import stickers on, New English Library stickers on. I guess popular on the back of the Hammer films and the horror craze. This was a surprise. It was a full set of all the British Man from U.N.C.L.E. titles published by Foursquare as they merged into New English Library. So that's the full set. And numbers 15 and 16 are the scarce ones there. And that was the one-off. A lot of them written by Michael Avallone. £50 the set. That was cheap. This is an interesting edition of Videodrome. Not one I think I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Great Cronenberg movie, one of my favourites. yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. That's a nice edition of that one, an alternative jacket. This is interesting. I used to love these making of books. I've got quite a collection, but this is one I haven't got. The Making of the Exorcist Part 2. £40 this one went for, and it's a pretty ropey old copy as well. It's a first there. I think I spotted 1977. I'm not sure if that was directed by Free King as well, the second one. This is still on the Nell trip here. We got Kurt Saxon, Wheels of Rage. So I'm pretty sure Kirk Saxon wasn't his name, whether it's Peter Cave or one of the many pseudonyms. Once again, I can be corrected down below, but this one went for good money, and it's hardly in great shape. Look, $32.99 that one sold for. I couldn't believe these. These are literally fallen. If I had those copies, even though they're biker books, I would have thrown them in the bin. 30 quid they went for. Look at them. I just wouldn't have kept them. This is quite nice, a real nice lot actually of Guy N. Smith. A little selection of his horror titles. It's always good value for money, isn't he? $29.75. This one, like Skinhead, £30 this copy. Admittedly a very nice copy, but £30, that's some money, isn't it? Still not first edition either. And a faded spine. Still 30 quid, I don't know. This is interesting, one that I've never come across. New English Library, they like to publish a bit of smut, didn't they? And titles which were a little bit on the edge. And Foursquare before them did the same, to be honest. But this is one which it's the sort of thing that will turn up. So have it on your radar when you're out and about in the bookshops. London Unexpurgated, 1969. Nell. Yeah, some interesting Nell titles there. This was nice. A signed and undedicated copy of The Fog by James Herbert. It's the first edition of The Fog as well. I would have had this one. I would have had that for 25 quid if I'd have been keeping an eye on it. Guy N. Smith again, Return of the Werewolf. What a great cover that is. I mean, that is a cracker. That is a really great cover. I really like that one. And it's the British first edition again. I think that's really nice. And another Guy N. Smith. Crabs on the Rampage, 25 quid. That's a bargain if ever there was. This one I wasn't too sure about, but it's got a Stephen King story in, so I guess that's why it's gone for good money. Look, and they couldn't have made it even any bolder, could they? Stephen King already was a big hit by this time, so he sold books. It was as simple as that. £28 that went for, 3 bids. Another very nice one, Aleister Crowley, The Black Magician, another New English Library. They published some brilliant stuff, didn't they? They really did. Fairly early one, that, £22. A set of the Fighting Fantasies, and a very nice high-grade set at that, all 59 of them. Incredibly collectible, and they seem to be getting even more valuable. And this was a high-grade run. You see the beautiful copies, they're all bagged up. I mean, not perfection. There was a few which weren't perfect, but even so, it was the full set. I don't know if they're all first editions. I think that's probably unlikely. But this particular seller on eBay, they specialise in Fighting Fantasy. And that particular set, see a few faded spines there. Just a touch under £1,900. Here's the last 10 books in the series. Just to give you an idea, these are by far the hardest ones to get. And I think these sold for £1,000. 1,000 quid. Astonishing. There they are, from 50 to 59. The last 10 in the series. Very rare. But they do turn up. They're out there. But £100 a book? Nah. Yeah, that was £1,000. This is the penultimate one. Not the final one, but the penultimate one. Admittedly, it was a beautiful copy. But this one went for £400 with a faded spine. £400. Just astonishing money. So, these have really come of age. This was a set of the Casca books. Absolutely fantastic series by Barry Sadler. Highly recommended. It's got the first 2 add-ons after Sadler had passed away. And neither of those are any good, to be honest. But the original Sadler ones are great. $250 there. Here's a second set. Just $20 less. These look actually in better condition. Great series. Once you start them, you believe me, you'll read them to the end because they're that good. They really are fantastic. Here's a set of the Destroy. I don't know if it's a set, but it's a lot of the Destroy books, 63 of them in all. I don't think that's them all by any means, but quite a nice lot. And it's probably the best way to buy them, in a nice big job lot like this. I certainly like them. I love buying in job lots. That's how I like to buy my big runs of books, and then sort them out, move on the doubles. This was nice. This was a run of Dell mapbacks, which is another one of my loves. You don't find them very often in the UK, so I haven't got that many, but this was a nice lot. I would have loved those. $204. This one is a one-off mapback, but it's got the author Mary Robert Reinhardt. It's got like a signed card with it, so it's not actually signed in the book though. It just came with the book, but quite nice. This was a lot of Earl Stanley Gardner. Mixture of vintage and modern, but it's got all the classics are in there. Some nice covers there. $115. This one is a really nice box set that went for $99. Kurt Vonnegut Jr. This guy is collected, I tell you, really collectible. He kept cropping up again and again, and there's a bit more of him later on, but he seems to be supremely collectible. Not perhaps in the realms of, say, Philip K. Dick or H.P. Lovecraft, but he seems to be getting up there. And that was a really nice box set, that very unusual. Sirens of Titan here, another Kurt Vonnegut. What a copy, a beautiful one. Published by Ace. Was it Dell or was it Ace? I can't remember. Oh, it was 1959 Dell original. Look at that. $95. Very nice copy, that one. This is Harlan Ellison, Deathbird Stories. Beautiful jacket on that one. Signed copy there of the Dell. Let's just show it out. I guess he was at that convention. SinCon. He was one of the guests. That went for $100. This was a beautiful set of the Doc Savage paperbacks. Really nice. What a I mean, really, I mean, they're not some failure. They look, that's a real high grade set, that one. Very nice indeed. What a way to have them. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes, very tempting. If I'd have come across those, I would have loved to have added those to my collection. What an amazing run, eh? Look at that, the whole lot. In nice, bright, vibrant copies. Very nice indeed. The later ones there as well. $1,495. Pretty good stuff, but 138 books in total. This was nice. This was an Ed McBain, Evan Hunter digest. $617. No further pictures, but very nice. This was a set of the Goosebumps. And I know I've got a few fans of these who actually watch my channel. Some of my younger viewers remember collecting these in the 90s, and I remember selling them in the 90s and early 2000s, and they were mega popular. R.L. Stein, I think, or Stein was the author, although I think that was more like a brand, and there was multiple people who wrote under that name, but they were very popular. This is a beautiful mint unread set of the original unofficial Lord of the Rings that's published by Ace Books in the tail end of the 60s. Donald Wilhelm published these without permission, and they were withdrawn. These are mint unread copies. Over $500 at $550. Amazing. $500 for Casino Royale, or is published in America as you asked for it. Sort of a VG middle of the road copy, this one. And it came with a copy of Live and Let Die, the first printing of that one as well. So for the pair, $500 or £360. I featured this one before. This was a very nice copy of the film tie-in edition to Halloween, the John Carpenter movie. Extremely scarce and collectible movie tie-in. And this was a nice copy of this one because they usually turn up hammered. $449 for that one. This is very nice, $330 for this one. Another Kurt Vonnegut Jr. This is the gold medal original. Hammered but signed. Let's signed in 1987. So water damage, just got some writing on. So not a great copy, but rare signed. This is nice. A set of 49 of those Choose Your Own Adventure books. Now these were sold in the UK as well as America, but not massive over here because we were fully entrenched in Fighting Fantasy, weren't we? But this is a similar series, and Fighting Fantasy fans, once they've licked that set, they move on to something like this. So worth picking up if you do see these. I've had a few through my hands over the years. Sadly long gone. $405. This was nice. This is the film adaptation of Thunderball, but it came with the promotional letter, the domino letter. This one purports to be genuine. It's got the watermarks in. It's the correct printing, the 14th, which is the first one to come with the letter. Pretty rare. There's the watermarks. What did that go for? Was it £290 for that one? $180 this is for a set of the Gore books, a mixture of reprints and originals. The last 2 or 3 indoor originals are pricey, but beyond that they're quite cheap. A couple of Philip K. Dicks indoor now. This was a reprint. This wasn't even the first one, but it was a later reprint. Very, very nice copy, but you know, best part of $100 for that one. Oh, that was a first actually, that one. Yeah, $149.99. This is very nice, and I thought, surely not. But then I realised that this particular copy, signed by a lot of the contributors, not Stephen King though, but signed by a lot of the other ones. So very nice to have that. That's obviously done the rounds at a few conventions, hasn't it? Very nice indeed. Almost ready for the shocker of the video, coming up quite soon, the new world record. This is very nice, $75 for We Can Build You. This was, I believe, the reprint. It's just a late reprinting of this one. Very, very nice edition of that. It looks mint on red. Hugely collectible, old Philip K. Dick. And yes, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, lots more on my channel. And here we are, new world record, £1,850 for the paperback first edition, one of 3 different first editions for On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This is the first version of it. It is supremely rare and fantastic. It really, really is fantastic. This was a beautiful high-grade copy, the best I think I've ever seen. But 1,850, mind blown. Absolutely astonishing. So there we are. See you soon, guys. Bye.